All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. Today's shir should be the Ilu Nishmas, our dear friend Menachem ben Yisrael Yaakov, as well as Ilu Nishmas, my dear aunt Rivka Bas Gavriel Tzvi, L'Refuah Shalema Mesholem ben Sarah Rachel, and L'Refuah Shalema Miriam Bas Sarah. Today, we have a wonderful, wonderful opportunity that we get to restart from the beginning, Shaar Habitachon. And before we start, I felt it would be interesting and important to understand who it is that wrote Shaar Habitachon and what it is that he wrote in total. Shaar Habitachon is just one of the gates of the Sefer from Chavos Avavos. And so, Shaar Habitachon, or more the whole Sefer of Chavos Avavos, the 10 different gates, and the fourth one is Shaar Habitachon, which is the gates of trust, was written by Rabbeinu Bechaya, and it's between 900 and 1,000 years ago is when he lived and when he wrote the Sefer. And it was the same times as the Rabbeinu Gershom, the same times as Rashi in Germany, Rabbeinu Hananel, the Rif, and amongst those times, there's not a lot that's known about the Rabbeinu Bechaya, but we approximate his time of writing his Sefer because of the things that he mentions about the same time as these other Gedolim that we know so well. And the Chavos Avavos, which is the main of the whole Sefer, it translates to duties of the heart, and what the Rabbeinu Bechaya was trying to accomplish. They said there were so many Sfarim that focus on duties of the limb, and we spoke about this in our shiurim before, that duties of the limbs are those mitzvahs that we do physically. So whether it be building a sukkah or putting on tzitzis or shaking lulav or doing tzedakah or anything that's duties of the limb, those are plentiful. And what he felt was, and what pushed him to write the Chavos Avavos was duties of the heart, which focused on things that we can't see out there, and things that we have to do for ourselves, and how we're supposed to feel, and how we're supposed to get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Shaar Habitachon, in the introduction over here, he says that the bitachon, which means trust, but however, bitachon also means reliance in Hashem. And so what we're going to be learning in Shaar Habitachon is trust, but also relying on Hashem, and it's a little bit different when you start using different words. He also mentions that throughout Shaar Habitachon, you're going to see a lot of different English translations of certain words, and we're not quite able to really encompass the entirety of what bitachon actually means in English words, but it's more of a feeling that you feel afterwards. And he explains also that Shaar Habitachon follows also Emunah, that you need to have Emunah together with bitachon. And he says that the Rambam brought an example that the correlation between Emunah and bitachon is that of a tree and the fruits that it bears. That a tree is the Emunah, you believe in the tree. The bitachon is the fruits that come out of it. You can have Emunah without bitachon, but you cannot have bitachon without the Emunah, without the tree. You can't bear the fruit that you get to eat from it without actually having Emunah in that tree. And so we start Shaar Revi, which is the fourth gate, the fourth Shaar of the 10 of Chavos Avavos, and the fourth gate is Shaar Habitachon. Mivutachon al Elokim Yizbarach Lavadai. This Shaar focuses on the topic of reliance on Hashem alone. V'zeh Pesach Hashar, and this chapter is the entrance, the psicha, to Chavos Avavos, to Shaar Habitachon, the introductory chapter. And Chavos Avavos begins by explaining why he made Shaar Habitachon for the fourth Shaar of his work. He says, Omer HaMechaber, which is the Rabbeinu Bechaya, our author, Mipnei shekodam me'amorenu b'chiyuv kabbalas avodas elikim. Since our previous discussion, which was the third Shaar, which was Shaar Avodas Elikim, which was focused on the obligation to accept upon ourselves to faithfully carry out the service of Hashem. Ra'isi lahavi achrav mashu tzarech yoser mikol advarim la'oved Elikim yizbarach. I saw fit to follow it with a discussion of the thing that is more vital than anything else to a servant of Hashem. V'hu habitachon alav b'chol devarav. And that is the bitachon, the reliance on Hashem in all one's affairs. Bavu mashi yesh bo min ha'to'ilas hagdolas be'inyan ha'torah ve'inyan ha'olam. Bitachon is vital to every servant of Hashem because it provides major benefits in regard to Torah and Torah matters as well as regard to worldly matters. And he proceeds, Chavas Havelos, to lay out in detail 5 spiritual benefits and 5 worldly benefits of bitachon, what bitachon gives to us. V'ta'alasav by b'sarasai. The following are among the benefits of bitachon regarding Torah matters. We start off with the 5 benefits of the Torah matters. The first spiritual benefit of bitachon is mehen menuchas nafshay u'v'tuchaynoi al-lekav yizbarach k'moshe evet chayav levtoich al adonav. That one experiences peace of mind and reliance upon Hashem in the way that a servant must rely on his master. A servant relies on his master in the meaning that his full ownership and reliance is on his master to provide for him food, for sustenance, for his living, everything. And he never relies on anybody else. His whole feeling of everything that his survival is solely in the hands of his master. And that is the same when it comes to bitachon and Hashem. Chavas Avos explains that the attitude of complete reliance upon Hashem is required, one who is truly a servant of Hashem. And he goes further and he says, a true servant of Hashem must rely on Hashem in every respect. For if one does not place his entire trust in Hashem, he will inevitably place his trust in something or somebody else. We spoke about this, and obviously we're starting again, but we understand this as going the second time around, we have these tools. If someone doesn't trust and have full bitachon in Hashem, what will inevitably happen as human beings, we want to fall to something. We want to rely on something. Whether it's something or someone, maybe it's their own capabilities or somebody else's capabilities, but at the end of the day, if it's not going to be Hashem, it's going to be something else. Moreover, if someone places trust in any entity other than Hashem, Hashem is going to withdraw from this person his providence from upon as he leaves his hands on the one who he places trust. That when Hashem sees that you don't trust in him, what's going to happen is Hashem is going to take a step back and say, okay, your trust comes from this person or this thing, and so I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm not going to give you the security that you need when you trust in me. Boy, having caused himself to become dependent on someone or something other than Hashem, he will be like those of whom it says in Pasuk, Ki shtayim ra'os asa ami oisi azvu bikar mayim chayim lachtzev lahem ba'ores nishbarim. For my people have committed 2 evils, he says. One is they have forsaken me, the source of living waters, which means you've forsaken Hashem, which is the real source of giving you all sustenance. And the second sin is to dig for themselves cisterns or broken cisterns that cannot hold water, meaning that they went to seek out other means of what they're going to trust in, maybe a different God, maybe a different capability, maybe a different person. And those people cannot guarantee your basic sustenance. It's not possible for them. The only one who can guarantee basic sustenance or support is Hashem. Hashem is the one who makes everything happen. And so that's where the Pasuk says over here that you seek out broken cisterns that can't hold water, is because those things or people cannot guarantee you those things. And it similarly says in Tehillim that by the Yidden in the Midbar, they said they exchanged their glory for the likeness of a grass-eating ox. And the Yidden made the golden calf, right? What they did was, they went and they put the trust into the ox. And that's what he says. When you leave Hashem, you're putting your trust in something else. Go rely on that and see what happens. And he brings a few more pesakim over here to kind of constitute exactly what he's saying over here. And he says like this. He says, some more pesakim. The pasuk says, blessed is the man who trusts in Hashem, then Hashem will be his security. V'amar also is asher hageva asher sam Hashem b'b'toyach v'loifan el ravim v'satei kazav. And it says in Tehillim, praiseworthy is the man who has made Hashem his trust and has not turned to the arrogant and to those who stray after falsehood. That the verse indicates that the person does not make Hashem his trust, then he will turn to arrogant human beings, to people who are of power, people who are capable of other things, who are seemingly capable. And so they're going to trust in those people and their capabilities. And he keeps on going with some more psakim over here. Amar ara geva ash yiftach ba'adam v'asar basar zeraya umin Hashem yasalibai. It says in the pasuk, accursed is the man who trusts in people and makes flesh and blood his strength and turns his heart away from Hashem. He will be like a lone tree in the desert and will not see the goodness that comes. And by contrast, with regard to the blessed man who trusts in Hashem, the pasuk says he will be like the tree that planted near water. The tree that's planted near water always has sustenance and can always bear fruit and always has energy in order to keep on growing. And it says over there also that he brings an example of a lion, a young lion who trusts in his own abilities, in his own capabilities and his strength. He sometimes does go hungry. A young lion will go hungry sometimes because the example is that he's putting his trust in his own capabilities. And so he says, put your trust in Hashem and Hashem alone, and you will never ever go hungry. This is the beginning in the Psicha, and we're going to go through many, many more over the next couple of shiurim. But this is going to be the beginning of understanding and getting into learning more of what the tools that we already have into bettering ourselves in bitachon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and I love you all.
Thank you, Thank you.